been a while since I've filmed in this spot. There's this active tug of war that's happening between your past self and your future self, and your present self is just confused. To be completely honest, it's pretty tumultuous energy, and I just want to bring in clarity for you, a peace of mind, and articulation of what's happening presently. There is so much moving, and I have a lot of like tenderness for you in this process because it feels debilitating. And that word was a word I was struggling to say yesterday, even like finding the sort of right verbiage, the right, it's funny, I just heard onomatopoeia, the right things for this to explain this chaos that is ensuing in your heart, your mind, your reality. It's really this sort of everything outside of yourself seems like everything's still going, like time is moving, bills are being paid. Some people are like, no, they're not. But like society is still moving, but it's sort of like, can't you see that I'm drowning? Can't you see that I'm like actively moving through birth and death and rebirth and you know those videos of the like flowers, how they the like time lapses of flowers blooming, but it's like over and over and like new, like it's constant. And I'm sure you have already received a lot of messages around this sort of thing. And if this is the first time that you're meeting me, hi, I'm Izzy. I go by 8th House Mercury here and Estremia on my other account, where I do evolutionary astrology. The best way you guys can support me as a creator is subscribing to my newsletter. It's totally free. I guide you through the week ahead using astrology. It hits your inbox every Monday. And I just uploaded a full YouTube video on this upcoming lunar eclipse, and it's such delicious energy. I promise, I promise, I promise. Tell me, Spirit. I'm using my Isis deck. Isis is just present. It's a lot of cards, 2, 3 cards. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna look at the imagery first. Wow, very beautiful. Okay, first card, a pillar of light. Pillar of light, burning bright, earth star below, soul star above. Burn away all that is not light. Transform all into unconditional love. Star of Isis, descend. Your blessing and peace without end. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced by divine perfection. I feel like that was just a spoken blessing for you from Isis. Soul retrieval. Isis, healing goddess, now offers you a spiritual restoration and deep healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power. So be willing to go through the healing process, knowing that any emotional clearing taking place is leading you to wholeness. And then we have initiation. When you are being initiated into the divine mysteries of light, love, and power, there are moments of profound challenge. The key is to find the light within the challenge, the opportunity for growth that can transform any challenge into an experience of healing. With compassion and cleverness, you will not burn during your challenge. You shall thrive. I heard this is not a survival season, this is a thrival season, but it's really hard to differentiate the two because it ultimately comes down to your perspective. And I know there's been moments where I'm just seeing like, I'm seeing like an ocean and you're in it and it's like a storm and you're under the water and drowning and you can feel the oxygen leaving your lungs, but so much is coming through where you're on that precipice of like not being here anymore, and then you surface, breach the surface, gasp for air, and it's like so much is coming up, and then like purging, you know, coughing up salt water, and that feels very graphic, but it really is this sort of feeling of like you are getting so much insight in this initiation process. And give me clarity, Spirit, here. I'm hearing like hold to that pillar of light, that blessing of like knowing that the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, yes. We have summer and darkening. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna read darkening. Oh my god. I heard the Fruitful Darkness, which is a song by Trevor Hall. If you haven't listened to it, and actually came up this morning in my vision journey meditation this morning and shared it with my community because it's present. The fruitful darkness. And in that song, I'm going to put it up there. Like, go listen to it, and it's so beautiful. Let yourself meditate with it and see what comes up. Depth, readiness, churning. In alchemy, darkness is an achievement. It indicates this material has been through a significant occurrence, sometimes called an initiatory experience, that has brought it into a state of readiness for the work. The darkness prepares us. We've moved beyond the small talk, the chit-chat, the upper world, and descended into the psychic layers of the soul. We admit who we are fully and bravely, and thus open ourselves to the process of transformation. When this card appears, it's not necessary to delve into what has brought you here. The initiation, likely by fire, that caused the embers to char. Rather, it's time to heal, and the darkness is the remedy. Close your eyes as a voluntary expression of the darkening. By practicing it daily, we drop into the depths and surrender. As the alchemist's eye adjusts, transformation begins. I don't think you guys realize, if you are still struggling with this surrendering to the void, the surrendering to the darkness right now, my sweet friends, that is the way through. The dark within the dark is where I found my light. The fruit became the doorway, and now it's open wide. That's the fruitful darkness is all around us in bloom. That's Trevor Hall's song. Go, and I'm getting full body chills, and I forgot that was the sort of call for me to do this message, but I was still deep in my practice, and I'm glad it came up and the cards reminded me. We have the despicable face at the bottom. This for me is you embracing exactly what makes you uniquely you, and you reclaiming it as your power instead of shame, instead of guilt, instead of hiding yourself from the world. You are a beacon of light. You are going through an initiation right now, and can we know on the other side? And Spirit says no. I heard you'll know when you know. Oh my God. We have mortification and silver coming out, and that's why I said you'll know when you know, because this death is, I feel like you are entering a space where you embrace the true life cycle of rebirth, of the phoenix, of the death and rebirth. You are it's now become a part of your practice to sit down and let parts of yourself shed. It's no longer becoming this thing that's feared. It's becoming your tool. And I feel like this is the thing that you gift people, is the fact that you are constantly embracing rebirth and change. You guys might have a very prominent Pluto placement. So check out your Pluto. I'm seeing 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th house Pluto placements. And for those of you who are new, I'm an evolutionary astrologer. That's my deepest passion. And Pluto represents the soul in evolutionary astrology. And if you feel the call to know yourself through the lens of evolutionary astrology, my readings are open for March if you're interested. But it's that's the thing. And then there's this cheeky thing where it's there's a big emphasis right now to focus on yourself. I feel like some of you are getting drawn into the desire for connection, and it's clouding your vision in the way that you are still playing out those old patterns where you are succumbing to being somebody that you're not. And it's let yourself be shed. Let yourself continue the shedding, continuing the process to know yourself deeply, because union is going to be the indication that's the culmination of everything that's coming through. And so I heard 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. It's going to be different for other people. I'm going to leave this here. I love you guys.